Hi, and welcome to this new episode. This episode will show you the magic of the pentatonic scale and its endless possibilities to make vocal variety and improvisation easy peasy. So let's dive into it. I am so excited that you're here because today we're going to be talking about the pentatonic scale. Now, it might sound scary and difficult and interesting in some way, but this scale will help you to make vocal variety and improvisation very, very easy. And this is one of the many mistakes that beginner singers make. They start to improvise without having any tools or any techniques in your improvisation backpack. So many beginner singers, they want to improvise and they're like, okay, I'm gonna try it, and then there's nothing like concrete coming out of their mouths because they don't know what to do. They're like, I want to improvise, but I don't know how to, so I'm not doing it. And that is one of the big mistakes, not using tools to accompany yourself with that and to support you with improvisation. Now, another mistake that many beginner singers make is they're finding scales very boring. And I know I was there in the past. I thought, oh no, scales, I don't want to learn them. They're boring. I don't want to play with them. Like, I just want to sing my songs. Let me sing my songs. I don't need scales. And that's a big mistake because scales can make all the difference. And there are fun ways to learn scales, and that's what we're going to be doing today. But before we do that, I need to go over another mistake that many beginner singers make, and that's not realizing how powerful these scales can be. Because, and again, I've been there as well. Once I've learned the power of those scales, a whole new world opened up. And as singers, oftentimes we think that scales is only for musicians, only for guitarists or people playing the keyboard. Oh yeah, they have to do scales, but singers, we don't need scales. We have our voices, right? So nothing is further away from the truth. And once we realize that, once we realize all of these mistakes that we might be making in regarding to scales, that's where we slowly start to transition into the world of the trained singer. And the trained singer is also really confident about his or her ability to sing, because a trained singer learns the different scales and knows that scales is just one tool to support you with vocal technique or to support you with improvisation. So think of it as a backpack where you have different tools that you can use whenever you want to improvise. It's way easier to improvise knowing you have something to lean on than improvise out of nothing and just create something out of thin air. The trained singer doesn't do it like that. The beginner singers might, but the trained singer has tools and techniques to fall back on, and using this pentatonic scale is one of those tools. Another thing that the trained singer really understands is the power of using scales. So there actually has been a scientific study. I don't remember who did it or what I don't know the exactness of it. So I'm probably not going to communicate the details the right way. But the main conclusion of the study was that stage fright or anxiety when singing on stage has been dramatically diminished when someone can improvise. And it's logic, because if you're on stage and you're scared to forget your lyrics or don't know how the melody goes or whatever, that's where the fears come in. So when you can improvise and when you feel comfortable improvising and when you feel comfortable doing that on stage, your performance anxiety will diminish because you know that you have something to fall back on. And that's something that the trained singer knows. And that's something that the trained singer wants to develop so that they can use that skill of improvisation as some kind of parachute in case something goes wrong during a performance. Also, what the trained singer does is consistent practice. consistently practicing these skills so that they're getting absorbed into that muscle memory. Because it's from that muscle memory that we can really rely on them. Whenever you're on stage, we're not thinking about what are the notes of the pentatonic scale. No, at that point, we want to have that scale into our inner hearing. We want to have that scale into our muscle memory so that you can fall back on it without having to think about it. Does that make sense? So, as you know, we're always operating from our 4 big pillars. From the Sing Yourself to Freedom formula. We have the mindset pillar, we have the vocal technique pillar, we have the creativity pillar, and we have the connection pillar. Today, we are discovering the creativity pillar with improvisation, and more specifically, the pentatonic scale, which is really, really exciting. So let's start there. Let's sing the pentatonic scale. It's really easy. Penta stands for 5 in Greek, which means it's a scale that consists of 5 notes, and those 5 notes are these ones. If you play piano, it's all the black keys on the piano. So let's try and sing that together. And na 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 na. Beautiful. Now let's try that again, because I know some people might find it difficult to sing because the scale that is ingrained in us from like our little childhood days is this one. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do. Think of the sound of music. And this pentatonic scale is a little bit different, which is totally fine. So let's sing that a few times so that we get that into our system. Here we go. And na, 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 na. Na, 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 na. One more time. Na, 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 na. Na, 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 na. Beautiful. Now this is where the fun starts. You can repeat after me. Just repeat after me. Nothing fancy, nothing difficult, just repeat after me. I'm gonna play with those 5 notes and put them in a different order. For example, na 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 na, your turn. Na 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 na, your turn. Turn. Last one. Na 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 na. Your turn. Beautiful. So you see, we're taking those 5 notes and we're just mixing them up, making or singing them in a different order. And again, this practice that we're doing is really important to get into your muscle memory. That's why in the Singing Insiders, which is our awesome membership for passionate singers just like yourself, that's where you have access to vocal workouts. And one of those vocal workouts is this pentatonic scale workout, where we're doing all sorts of exercises to really get that scale into your internal hearing, into your body, into your muscle memory. So just to say that you can go much further than what we're just doing here together. So let's go one step further, which is the game. We're going to play a little game. You can sing after me, but there has to be at least one difference in whatever you're answering. So if I'm doing na 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 na, you can do na 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 na. You can go up instead of going down. Now this is where it gets interesting, because this is where we're starting to incorporate that improvisation. Let's do that. Here we go. Na 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 na. Your turn. Yes. Na 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 na. Your turn. Yes. Na 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 na. Your turn. Beautiful. Now instead of an ah, let's do an ooh. Let's, for example, ooh. Your turn. Yeah. Ooh, your turn. Last one. Ooh, your turn. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, and again, it might be a little bit difficult, which is totally fine. The fact that you find this difficult means that you're learning. The fact that you might be confused means that you're learning. So we're taking steps forward. You're doing amazing. Now this we can put into a song. This we can put into an actual singing song. So let's take our song for today, and we're going to be working with Fix You by Coldplay, because there's a beautiful little place where we can add a little bit of improvisation using the pentatonic scale. So there is a chorus. I'm going to sing it so that you know how it goes. And then after the chorus, we're going to be improvising using our pentatonic scale. Let's see what that looks like. So the chorus goes like this. Lights will guide you home and ignite your bones, and I will try to fix you. Ooh, pentatonic scale. Ooh, pentatonic scale. So do you see how on the ooh, I started playing with the scale and it just created this whole world that is not in the original song, but it is an improvisation piece. So let's try that together. We're gonna sing the chorus together, and then I let you experiment with that pentatonic scale on an ooh. And I might sing a few little sentences in between just to help you and guide you and give you inspiration in case you need it. Yeah, let's try that together. See what that does. Here we go. And lights will guide you home and ignite your bones, and I will try to fix you. This is where you play with the pentatonic scale. Help you repeat after me and make a little change. Keep it going, keep it going. All right, make it a little end to it. We're gonna end. 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. That deserves a virtual high five. Put a 5 in the comment down below if you're high-fiving me back. How is that for you? Do you see how using the power of one scale, the pentatonic scale, can change a whole song? Because now you have put your own personality into that song using that scale. This is where you're starting to be creative, be more creative with singing covers, for example. This is where you have something to fall back on when improvising. And the many mistakes that beginner singers make is not having any tools or techniques to fall back on when improvising. And that causes confusion. That causes the fear to improvise. If you have tools to fall back on, that's where, the sky's the limit. That's where performance anxiety gets decreased as well. Remember? So this is a great tool to continue developing. But, big but here, if you don't have any vocal technique, if you have a voice that doesn't sound right yet, and by that I mean if you're finding it difficult to sing pitches or sing on pitch, or you're finding it difficult to sing high notes or low notes, then we need to look at your vocal technique first before we get to do this whole improvisation thing. So I have a training coming up. It's completely free, and it's called Discover the Most Powerful Vocal Technique. So, duh, it is a prerequisite to go through that training if you haven't gone through it so far. I will link to the training in the description here below. Just click that link, do the training, learn those vocal techniques that you need to use your voice in the right way, and then apply them in your improvisations using the pentatonic scale. This is where all the puzzle pieces come together. So I'm looking forward to see you in the training, and I'll see you here again very soon. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate that. Bye. wap, wap.